All right, so did another hour 20. Did an hour 20 today. I need to wash these clothes because now I've done 3 full long. So as you can see, the sweat around there, sweat, sleeves, just drenched. Everything was fine. I put some WD-40 on the gears on the inside, not on the wheels, on the gears, on the front and the back. And it wasn't squeaking as much when I started it up, and it doesn't smell like it was smoking. So maybe that's what I have to do every other time I get on this thing, to do that. I don't know. What else? I think last time I was talking about writing and stuff like that. You can see the noises are back. Now that it's not cold outside anymore. It was actually 74 today. So it went from like being like in the 30s, and then like the following day was like 70 something. So I don't know. I know there's states with worse or more aggressive weather than Texas, but that's the most random. It's probably the most random temperature change. Like outside of nuclear winter, I don't see where you could get that kind of like drastic change so quickly. Anyway, trying to think of some relevant stuff. I've been talking to some people about my art. Not the people that I really wish I could get responses from. As in, there are people that I'm trying to talk to, but they're just not responding. And trying to find more people to review my screenplays on a more professional level. Just to get a second pair of eyes on it, because really the only person I have that is showing really any support or really any concern, care, whatever, for any of the projects that I'm working on is a friend who, known for a long time, but doesn't really have like constructive criticism for the kinds of things that I would kind of want. They still provide constructive criticism, but on more, more just a human level. Like, so there was, this is for that series that I was talking about. There was 3 episodes. It was supposed to be 1 episode, but it ended up being 3 episodes because I do an outline. I write an outline, which is the title, kind of what is supposed to happen in the episode, and then the bullet points, just kind of doing a general overview from what point to what point to what point, what's the ending kind of thing. And then I mull it over in my head a good while before I start writing. But as I was writing, that episode ended up being 3, and it was one had to do with the main character's babysitting a kid. And now the whole arc, the whole story is more about these 2 characters rather than the kid, but most of her focus was on everything involving the kid because she's a mother, and so like she was still providing technical criticism and stuff that I still needed, but there was a lot more detail that I would have liked on other things, on the actual story that the emotional journey that the characters are going on. And it kind of depresses me sometimes. Not sometimes, actually. Today I got really, really bummed. I just woke up depressed and angry, more or less frustrated. I just woke up just not in a good mood. I slept for like 5 hours and then just woke up mad. Probably dreamed something about what I'm going through, and then it just didn't help. It made it worse. And I'm still kind of bummed today. Because I suffer from depression, And I'm not taking medication. I refuse to take medication ever again on that kind of level. I'll take medication if I'm like, going through surgery, or if I'm like sick or ill or something like that. That's fine. Within reason. Don't give me heroin or morphine or whatever. Or opium. I'd prefer to just stay away from that kind of stuff. But I used to take medication for depression, and it made it worse. I was that 1 out of 1,000 kind of case that person, 1 out of 1,000 people will actually have, worse side effects. I was that 1 out of 1,000, and so, stand away from that. But because of that, I have, days and sometimes long spells where I'm just not in a good mood, or I'm just really bummed and depressed. I was actually like that all through December. And it really got me, really, really bummed me out, really down. Mostly because I had planned, because I had finished doing a commercial shoot and was supposed to get paid by the studio. And because I did the commercial shoot early that year, early 2020. And I was supposed to have gotten paid, and the idea was I was going to, get ahead of bills, and then, pay off all these late fees and stuff like that. And then I was going to, shoot for a big Christmas for my entire family and friends and stuff like that. And then none of that came through. The money took forever. The money basically took till December to get to me. I think it was like the month before December or whatever. It's like, and then by that point, I was just playing catch up on bills and all that kind of stuff, and spent all that money just getting back to zero. And that really bummed me out. And so all through December and a good chunk of January, I was just nonstop depressed, not in a great mood, trying to pretend. And yeah, now I've gotten back into like just not as bad as it was before, but just still being kind of really bummed and really in my own headspace and really not wanting to talk. Because, and I think I've covered this before. If I haven't, or if I have, I'm sorry. But if I haven't, I grew up with a family that was pretty much all artistic, or all people who had huge aspirations and dreams and goals, and no one has achieved any of them other than me. And the problem is that we had goals, dreams, and aspirations that were kind of like connected and interlocked and stuff like that. And the idea was that we were all going to like march towards these goals together. And no one has achieved any of that. And the idea was that we're all going to be like focusing on different things, different areas. The idea was that Steven was going to be more of a writer, and that I was going to be more of the actor and performer. And Nathan, my older brother, was going to be more. Steven's my youngest brother, younger than me. I'm the middle brother. And then older brother was going to be the artist. And, and then we were going to make all these kinds of shows and comics and all this kind of stuff. And as we got older, a lot of that became more focused and less as broad. But the dreams were still there. And then at some point in time, everyone else just stopped. Everyone else, just gave up. Everyone else didn't care anymore. And, it was kind of like if you go with friends to like a haunted house or something like that in an amusement park, you're all scared. And everyone's going to go together, but right when you get to the door, right as the doors open, everyone else leaves and you're left walking in alone. That's what it kind of feels like. So I've been left the dyslexic one, the one who sees numbers and letters that do this if I don't focus. Also ADHD, so I can't sit down for too long. I'm the one left to write everything. My older brother basically just gave up on art. He doesn't do art anymore. He still kind of does, but the fact that, you know, he could make a solid living if, you know, and I don't want to, you know, name any names, but if, you know, if there wasn't as much pressure being brought on to him by his family, his immediate family, to not pursue art, again, not going to go into too much detail on that, and basically, you know, constantly pressuring him and keeping him away from it, not only would he be happier, he would be achieving something that, you know, he had goals and dreams to do. Now he just has all this, you know, art programs, ideas, and, you know, tablets and all this kind of stuff, and this computer that's essentially wasting away right now. And every single year, it's always, well, I was going to, but then blah, 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 blah. And that left me, because, you know, I need an artist. I need an artist for something, you know, for things that I'm coming up with, for things that I'm, you know, writing, planning on animating, whether it's just concept art or whether full-blown art. And now I don't have that. I don't have someone that I could, you know, draw with, collaborate with, ask, you know, or even have any kind of, relatively high expectation that anything's going to be accomplished. And so I'm having to go into art myself. And this, again, is after me doing years of stand-up comedy, of acting, of voice acting, spending, you know, so much time and money building, you know, a voice acting career. Now I have to, you know, spend time and money learning, you know, writing and getting past my dyslexia and drawing, and, you know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned on my own skills, I'm ground zero on art. Every time I look at a piece of art, it's garbage. Every single piece that I've ever drawn, I might be proud of it for a little while, but I look back, like the next day I'll look at it and it's terrible. I don't like it anymore. But I need art. I need an artist, and I don't know other people. Sister is just now getting into art, but she has, you know, personal obstacles in her way. You know, her life took a very serious turn. I'm not going to go into her details. You know, and it's, you know, again, it's like, I think I said this earlier, it's like climbing Everest by yourself and not taking any pictures and, you know, not having anyone to share it with. Like, what's the point? It's incredibly painful and stressful and grueling, and doing it by yourself with no one to share with, like, who cares? And it feels like that sometimes. And, you know, that's just what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. And I try sharing stuff online with friends and other artists, not as any kind of, like, recognition or looking for any kind of credit. It's mostly just because I'm terrible at motivating myself. I'm fine with motivating myself to do it, but I'm terrible at motivating myself in the idea of, I've got this, I'm good at this. You know, I stopped doing comedy because, you know, I feel like I was terrible in wasting everyone's time and wasting everyone's money. I don't think I'm that good at voiceover. I think I'm a terrible writer. And, you know, from the fact that my agent can't get me, you know, any work, and, you know, keep sending me auditions for stuff I don't apply for, you know, and all my, you know, filmmaking friends never ask me to be in stuff. I'm like, I must be a terrible actor too. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm dealing with. Yeah, that's it. Obviously trying to get back in shape, but not being in shape isn't something that, you know, bothers me on an emotional level anymore. It used to. But it's kind of like that's just who I am. I am still working on it. I am still going to be exercising, and I'm still going to be putting in a lot of hours, but, you know, those are the things that bug me. Another long episode, or long video, whatever. But again, just sharing. So, yeah, that's going to be it, and catch you tomorrow. Peace.